So now that we're full-blown into the age of virtual learning, we now have to understand how are we going to test our students and make sure that the validity of the test doesn't get compromised. We need to have some sort of way in order to monitor the students and make sure that they aren't navigating to other websites, maybe to look up information. And so we're going to use GoGuardian in order to do this. And I'm going to show you how to take your class and kind of limit what they're able to open up on their devices that they're taking the test with. So I'm going to go into my GoGuardian account. It's just GoGuardian.com. I'm going to sign in by clicking the upper right-hand corner where it says sign in. And we're going to sign in using Google. And what's great about GoGuardian is that if you're new to it and you have Google Classroom already set up with all of your students, it's very easy to import classes. Just import Google Classrooms right here by clicking this button. It'll link you to your account that you want to use, and then you just pick the class that you want to import and all your students are in. That's probably the easiest way to get all of your students into GoGuardian fast. But if we already have a class, we're going to go over to the left-hand side where it says Scenes. And scenes were meant to limit what sites students could go to. So maybe you approve only 3 sites, and those are the only 3 sites that students can go to. If you apply a scene to your active session, it would only let the kids go to those 3 sites. If you wanted to block certain sites, you would put those on your list and apply that scene to your session, and then it would block those sites as well. And so I'm going to click on the green button in the top right that says Add Scene, because I'm going to make something that's new. And you can change your pattern to whatever it is you want. I'll change to this one, and I'm going to name it. All right, I'm not going to save my scene just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to allow or block any websites. Instead, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom now, you can see that we have maximum open tabs. So you can set a maximum number of tabs that can be open for a student during their session. And so if you're doing something like Star Math Test, they don't need more than 1 screen open at a time. There isn't going to be a pop-up. Maybe if a calculator pops up, you may have to change it so that you have 2 tabs open, but really all you need is 1 tab open. If you were doing a Google quiz and it was a locked quiz, they'd only need that 1 tab open. And if they tried to open another tab, it just wouldn't let them. Something like SRI and System 44, this is interesting because when the student logs in and they go to the assessment, it opens up in a brand new window. And so when this happens, you can see that it's kind of its own window, but it's on top of it. We actually need 2 tabs. So think about that before you go ahead and apply a scene to your test. How many windows are actually going to pop up for your test? So check that out beforehand. But going back to our scene, we could go ahead and change it so that we can only have 1 tab open, or 9 tabs is the maximum amount of tabs that they let you keep open at one time. So if I was going to do a test with only 1 tab allowed, I could then go up and save my scene. So if I go into my classroom, I can go ahead and actually apply a scene. So it says no scenes applied right now. And so if I apply a scene to this, I'm going to go down to test monitoring, the one that we just made. And now they are only going to be able to open up 1 tab at a time. And you can see that there's only 1 tab open out of all that there were there. If I go ahead and remove that scene, students would be able to open up as many tabs as they wanted. So this is a great way not only to see what screen they're on, but you can also limit the amount of tabs open.